Hey, here's a piece of news that makes my heart happy. Sarah Silverman engaged with a would-be Twitter troll, and the ending was heartwarming. That's all it was. Basically, Sarah Silverman got called a cunt? Cunt, we're gonna say it.
It wasn't a can't.
It wasn't a can't, she got called a cunt. I just wanted to say like a Pop Trigger, the show where you can say the word cunt, got called a cunt. And after she said that she was open to understanding Donald Trump's supporters. This is a huge part of Sarah Silverman's identity of late since Donald Trump has been elected to office. Her show, I Love You America, is one of my favorite shows on Hulu, and it's all about sort of bridging this gap and trying to understand people who you vehemently disagree with and holding on to your core values while still reaching out to others. It's just something I think is awesome. Anyway, this guy called her a cunt, and his name is Jeremy, and she engaged with him. She could have blocked him, understandably. I don't think anyone would have faulted her for that. She could have blocked him, she could have called him a nasty name. She didn't do that. She actually asked him questions, not judging. Are you doing heroin? Are you self-medicating? Do you want to get clean? Because she went through his Twitter profile and just got to learn a little bit more about him. She learned that he had a history of abuse, and she just sort of reached out to him and wanted to understand where he was coming from because she could sense a lot of the hurt that was behind some of these comments that he was sending. It ended up that he responded saying, no, I just smoke weed. I'm prescribed medications, which I take accordingly, talking about the abuse. Sarah Silverman says, in part, you deserve support. Go to one of these support groups. You might meet your best bros there. And then they go back and forth. Eventually says, I'm sorry I gave you shit. Sarah Silverman says, dude, I don't care. I'm fine. I see something in you. My gut tells me you could have a great life. My shriek says we don't get what we want, we get what we think we deserve. I'm telling you, you deserve so much more than you know. And then they have kind of an interesting and honest back and forth where he's like, you don't know me, like how do you know me? And she's like, you're right, I don't know you, but I'm just getting this sense, I've been through your profile and I just want the best for you. They start joking back and forth, making asshole jokes, the best kind of jokes. And then she even really put her money where her mouth was and reached out to the people of San Antonio where Jeremy lives saying, yo, San Antonio, any kick-ass back/neck care specialists willing to help my friend Jeremy. He has several slip discs, no insurance, and can't work because of severe pain. Let's get him back on his feet. Who's in? So she, took this initiative, and
it's a feel-good story.
It's such a feel-good story, and I thought it was really inspiring because it's so easy to shut down when people disagree with you. It's even easier to shut down when someone just hurls an insult at you. So this wasn't like this guy. I mean, he had commented on other stuff of hers before, but he called her a cunt. Like, understandably, for many people, that would be like, yeah, I'm not engaging with you. You're not interested in having a civil discussion. So I think she set a great example.
She has such thick skin, but like, I mean, she's a comedian, so I guess it comes with that. But she effectively humanized this guy that most of us would just be like, troll, cut him out, and she humanized him and broke him down. And now they were like kind of friends for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it's really like breaking him down. It's more like,
no, you disarm him.
Yeah, with kindness. And I think that it just goes to show that she really does practice what she preaches. It's been such a staple in her message of late that you have to, like, in order to combat hate, you just takes a great deal of absurd love that will often feel like unearned and undeserved. It's the hardest thing to do, and yet it is the right thing to do.
I feel like we forget a lot of times when we see these comments on our Facebook, on Twitter, whatever, that we like to write off these things as just trolls, and it's so much easier to do that, to just be like, dehumanize the things that are coming at you from that side. But at the end of the day, I think this highlights that most people that are doing this here and like anywhere, their lives just like, they suck and they're really unhappy and like they need love. Well, and that's way easier to like say than it actually is to do something about it. But I'd like to think that this is like indicative of a larger thing.
I don't want to say that like anyone that ever trolls sucks, because like where do you draw the line of like a troll?
I feel like in our heads though, we make this troll situation out to be something maybe a little bit bigger than it actually is. Not everyone is just like some Russian agent that's like doing this just for kicks, just for lulz or whatever. I think a lot of people do it, but it's because they're fucking angry and fed up and like they're just taking it out on whatever they see that's just like well, no one gives a shit about me. No one's listening to what I have to say, or no one cares about how I feel.
Yeah, or what I say doesn't matter, so I'm gonna say the worst thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think basically what it comes down to for me is it's less about you. If you're receiving hate, it's often, unless warranted, and then there are consequences. It's less about you and more about the person that is spewing the hatred. But my question for you, Amir, is where's the line? Because I have gotten hate online. I'm sure you've gotten hate online as well. And sometimes more than once, I've reached out to someone and talked about it, and we've DM'd back and forth. And even if we disagree, just to talk to each other on like a human level of why we disagree and that it's okay. But I've also had people just send me like awful images and really mean things. And even if you respond, it's still mean. Like there's really nothing to do. So where is the line where it's like, okay, I tried, goodbye, I'm gonna block you? Or should you not block anyone? Be like, all right, well, just come at me. I don't know.
Block people to your heart's content.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then how does that go along with you saying we need to humanize and
I get it,
do
this
like
is Sarah Silverman though, but like you should also care about like your own well-being too. If like you don't want to deal with that, you have no, like you don't have to deal with that.
But maybe it's just a matter of checking.
You can't just turn everyone that you run into. Sometimes you're just like, I can't deal with this right now, so I'm gonna block you.
But you also, so it goes twofold, because you can't do that. You can't just block everyone, but you also can't hope for a positive engagement with everyone.
Right.
It's all about striking the balance.
Right.
And I think giving out what you would like to see back, which is hopefully love and encouragement and understanding, even when you disagree with someone and they have you're diametrically opposed in values or something, and hoping that you get that in return. But at some point in time, if you don't, you have to set a healthy boundary.
Yeah.
Oh man, again, another thing we solved. Nice. All right, guys, we want to hear from you in the comments section below. Please don't troll us, but if you do, we'll engage with you with love. I don't know. Have you ever engaged with a Twitter troll before and changed someone's mind through using love? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we will see you next time on Pop Trigger.